Sherelle Parker is the mayor of Philadelphia. She is asking Philadelphia Eagle fans not to climb light poles before, during, or after the Super Bowl.
That's kind of what they do, though.
Oh, I know it is.
They even have to grease the poles.
Well, they greased them after the NFC Championship game, and, of course, tragically, a college student climbed and fell and died after it was done. She's the same mayor that led the EAGLES chant, but not exactly like that.
Well, listen, we've got to do this. Let me hear you all say ELGLES, Eagles!
Is it ELGLSES?
You got to spell in those high-pressure situations.
And that's difficult. She doesn't do well on Wordle.
No, she doesn't.
Eagle. E-L-S-G.
I don't understand why I'm missing this. Why do I keep missing this?
I did see something yesterday that says the thing about Philly is that win or lose, we gonna riot.
Oh, sure. They know that.
You got to grease the poles,
They know
win or
that.
lose.
Of
It
course.
doesn't matter.
Of course.
There will be an upside-down car on fire Monday morning.
More than likely a police car.
When the Bulls were winning their championships, they had some riots after the first couple. And then in one of those that they won, they were up 3-0. So Michael Jordan did a television commercial and said, look, y'all, when we win tonight, be cool.
Try to be cool.
Yeah.
Just come on now. Don't set anything on fire. Come on. We got to live here. Let's celebrate a victory. I never understand it. I always point my finger at those who do that and say, we must do better than this. We don't need to set sofas on fire or cars on fire or climb light poles to show our support for the team.
I was like when you do that because I picture a Molotov cocktail flying right over your head as it's being said.
We simply don't need to do this, you know? Wasn't it? There's the Eagles fans had guns in the street last week.
Yeah.
And,
They were shooting.
and they just kept on going like, go,
Didn't even stop
Birds.
the party.
Didn't even stop after the gun went off. There is this involves athletics, but not really. It was a halftime event, and now there's a problem with it. It took place in Massachusetts. The college is called UMass Amherst, and a kid who goes there named Noah Lee is a senior. He was at the women's basketball game on Wednesday night. He and his roommate were there, and he was selected for a halftime promotion. I've literally run this promotion. I've done the MC on this promotion.
Oh, the number you have to make X number of shots by a certain time limit.
You get 30 seconds. You have to make a layup, a free throw, a three-pointer, and a half-court shot. So, of
And there's
course,
usually a big prize.
$10,000 in this case, or a car or something like that. This was $10,000. So, of course, the layup is easy. It's usually made. A lot of times I've seen people miss it at the free throw line. I mean,
Yeah.
And then the time runs out.
because you've only got 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And you have to chase the ball yourself,
Yes.
typically.
You have to go get the ball yourself. So the kid easily made the layup. Then he made the first free throw, chases the ball. He makes the three-point basket. He had about 5 or 6 seconds left to make the half-court shot. Stepped up, made it. Nothing but net. I mean, and his roommate was in the crowd, and the video's gone viral. He recorded it, and it went, swish, right in. Money shot. And the kid said...
And the crowd goes wild.
Oh, yeah. They went crazy. This is the kid and his roommate, and they're talking about just how great it was.
When it went in, it was pretty surreal. It was pretty crazy. And he hit the shot, and we just started freaking out.
Now, they're best friends, and everybody's like, oh, my God.
Oh, my
Oh, my God. I mean, it's an impossible thing. It's a layup, free throw, three-pointer. That'll get almost everybody. You don't even get to the half-court shot. He makes the half-court shot. The next day, he was notified by email, your toes on the line.
Sorry, fella.
Sorry. This
You
is
get nothing.
Okay, this is an insured contest. So the insurance said, no, I don't think so. Toes on the line. Now, the video I saw was from way in the distance. I mean, he's right at half court. It's not even like there's a logo in the middle of the court. You'd really have to zoom in to see, but they say, sorry, fella.
I've been dealing with a lot of insurance and not surprised.
And they're not going to play on that.
We have up-close video of you stepping on the line.
Well, so they say, and he was offered, instead of $10,000, a swag bag. And
featuring
some coupons to the Mullins Center and the food court there, which is on campus. Eating.
Instead of the $10,000, they offered me some consolation prizes of some tickets, a little gift card to the Mullins Center, and a swag bag. And
free tickets to the next women's basketball game. which would set you
And a
back.
bagel.
You get a bagel. The half court shot seemed as if it was good to go, and the roommate says, "Come on! I mean, he's there. He's at half court." And the roommate, the kid,
But they counted it that night.
They did.
They didn't say anything that night.
No, they gave it to him that night. They were like, "We're going to present you." He signed the paperwork, but then the next day they emailed him and said, "Your half court shot was disqualified."
Shouldn't they have an official right there
They should.
when he's shooting the
They
final
should.
shot? Because that's the money shot, literally.
Well, really, they should have an official on all shots because let's say your toe was on the line on the free throw. They probably wouldn't count it then either.
Yeah, someone should have tracked him from each.
Yeah.
Because you're right. There are 3 of the shots you have to be behind a certain
A
point.
line. He was the only person on the court that I saw.
It's unusual.
But from the shot, and when I have emceed it, there's no official that like stands.
Nobody
there
with the team?
Not that
watches.
I've seen.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe standing off to the side, but it's not like somebody's like right there making sure. And if they did that, they could say after, let's say he's on the line at the 3-point line, they could say that doesn't count, or tell you make sure you back up behind the line, as you go. Here's the roommate.
I would understand it if he was like well in front of the half court line, like took an extra step, but like at worst, like he very clearly like was at half court. It's a hard thing to tell.
He ran, a couple of steps. You know how you do
To heave it.
but he heaved it from half court. There's no question. Now, here's how I'll argue for big insurance. And I guess I'm the only one that'll argue for big insurance. If he was behind the line, let's say he was 6 inches back, shot wouldn't have gone in. It would have hit off the front rim. That's just how it is. That's a difficult shot, obviously.
I know that gives you some joy, Kelly.
Big time.
A little frisson of energy going through your nipples at this moment.
A little.
But what usually happens in situations like this, we have seen someone will start a GoFundMe
Well, yeah.
for this young man.
Get him $10,000.
Yeah.
Will that happen for him? The insurance might not pay it,
Right.
but somebody.
America might.
America will come up now that he's gone to the news. Will probably get $10,000 out of it. Somebody, probably his roommate, will start a GoFundMe.
Yeah,
Certainly could.
maybe.
Maybe. Have you seen the video? You seen the video?
I haven't seen the video yet. I'm looking for it.
It's it's. I mean, it looks like a half court shot. You know how that looks. It's sure. But you wouldn't say somebody has tracked it down and said, sorry.
And you said, Kelly, when you've done this, it's 30 seconds to make all 4 of the shots.
Correct. Yeah, that's right.
How many NBA players do you think could do that in 30 seconds? Layup, free throw, 3, they could probably almost always get, but they have to chase their own rebound.
Yeah. Let's think about, like, if you gave LeBron 10 shots at it, how many would he do? How many would he get? 3? 1?
You mean successfully completing each challenge?
So, I mean, if you gave him on 10 straight nights, LeBron James.
I bet they make more half court than you think.
Oh, they make a lot of half courts. They can.
I watched Luka make a half court yesterday.
Did he?
In street clothes?
He was practicing with the team.
Jokic made one from like almost 90 feet a couple of weeks ago. It was an incredible shot. And they practice the half court shot.
They do.
I
mean, Anthony Davis was practicing them.
But I think even a pro, I think you only get one shot at it, because once you let the half court shot go,
True.
you can't
You're
chase
gonna
it
run
down.
out of time.
You can't. There's no way to go get it and come back. So if you miss the half court shot, you're done. I bet LeBron would do it.
Half? You don't think half?
I don't think he'll make 50% of 3-point shot of a half court shot. I say 2. I think he makes it 2 out of 10 times. I mean, somebody like that, but it's fairly. I mean, it's luck if you make that half court. That's obviously the difficult shot. Even the 3-pointer, and even an NBA player can miss a 3-pointer. We've seen that,
Of course.
Miss a 3-pointer, and then you've got to go get it too.
What about Caitlin Clark?
I think she could do it twice.
She could chuck it.
2 out of 10 is what I would say for her.
Yeah,
because it's the half court is even NBA players only going to make it 20 or 30%.
Yeah, but she's got range. Steph Curry's got range.
Steph Curry would be one. I think, but again, I still think, because you're talking about if they took 10 half court shots, I don't think they make more than 3. Do you?
But they do.
I don't think so.
if I was going to put money on more than 3, there'd be one person, Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Because you see him make crazy shots all the time.
Yeah.
And practice and such.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, I mean, Jokic and Doncic and LeBron, he makes a lot of half-court shots too. I give him 3 out of 10. And to do it the whole way, it's a low percentage to me.
Yeah.
I cheer for this young man.
No, you don't. Just save your breath.
I cheer for the young man. I just don't know.
We know your team insurance.
Don't think he's going to get the
Team
darn-
corporate.
I don't think he will. All right, can you cut this guy some slack? New Zealand edition. Guy, his name, he was in the water in a children's pool up to about his knees. It's summer in New Zealand. There are a lot of kids around, families. He takes out a bar of soap and starts bathing himself.
Stop. No slack for whatever follows.
That is it.
What kind of water are we talking about
It's
here?
a pool. It's a pool. It's a children's pool. He's in 2 feet of water, wearing swim trunks, and bathing up with
No.
Zero.
water. Now, most people had that reaction, but one person says, "What's the big deal? There's chlorine in that water. There's pee in that water. There's all sorts of bodily fluid in that water.
It's not a bathing environment.
It is not a bathing environment."
Thank you.
He, at one point, and this was commented on too, many people in a video said, "Bro, it's not a bath, bro." And then he starts washing his rear end. He puts the soap down inside the trunks, and they say, "You're washing
Wash his
your
crack.
You're washing your arse. You're washing your arse." But one woman says, "I don't understand. We have kids with stank ass in there. We have chlorine in there. What's wrong with a little soap?"
That's not where I thought that was going to go.
Yeah.
She was the one standing up.
Yeah.
They gave her quite a bit of grief for that. Also, this is down in that area of the world. In Australia, there were 104 venomous snakes taken out of the backyard of a couple there. They saw 4 snakes in a mulch pile and called in the snake wrangler. And when he started taking the snakes out, more and more and more came. They call them red bellies. It was a red-bellied black snake, which is indigenous to Australia
And venomous.
Is venomous.
This is your wife's nightmare.
It is the worst nightmare you can ever imagine. If
Snake after snake after snake.
Oh, just a
Venomous?
snake pile.
venomous snakes in your mulch pile, and they called in the snake wrangler, and he brought out like the 2 big ones, and then all the babies started crawling out.
Oh,
That was it. They'd
Blah.
had babies.
But that's a lot of baby snakes.
104 is what they wound up with. And by the time the snake wrangler's name, he was from Reptile Relocation. He was going to take them and relocate them out into an area where they would the bush. But he was getting so many out there. The guy who owned the house said, "I'll come help you." That's Australia, isn't it? He just comes out and he's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, all right,
Yeah, all right. Let me grab a
let me
couple.
wrangle
and
a
they're
few.
just used to things there like that.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go." We had one call like that one time, many years ago again, where there were poisonous snakes everywhere.
Yes, I was telling you about the poison snake. When the mother has the poison snake, after she has them, if she dangers, feel like somebody's going to danger them or something, she calls those baby snakes back down her throat. And then after, if nothing happens, then she gurgitates the babies back out.
Get out of here. It can gurgitate on command like that.
That's right. It gurgitates on command, and I'm surprised the
Does
mother.
the mother whistle?
Yep.
Calls them back.
And opens her mouth, and they all
Everybody back inside.
crawl in to her body, and then she gurgitates an hour later.
I guess it's all clear now.
Yep.
Now don't go too far, kids.
The unfortunate part for these red bellies down in Australia was the mom was taken first, so she wasn't aware. She was like, I don't know. But they've all been relocated to the bush, so they're all going to be fine.
Of course.
It looks like they're going to be fine.
I know that we have a lot of our sound clips alphabetized, or they each have their own name. Is that saved under gurgitate?
It is. It's
Yes.
that is JC. It is snake-gurgitate. Yes. That's our filings. We have a filing system.
very
It's
strict.
complex.
Yeah.
We've had some battles already this morning
We have, but
over the filing system. Well, because you always assume I'm an idiot.
Well, it's the default setting.
Yeah.
that is.
You know he can't spell Yager.
That's twice. That Yarmir
How do you
Yager.
spell gurgitate and yager?
It's tough. You do
And my favorite is when you find it and realize that maybe it wasn't me. You always do the same thing. Oh, yep, okay.
Got it. Yep. All right. Fine. Well, we've had some battles in here today.
We have.
three
We've had a few battles.
over
Time and spelling. Basic
timing
stuff.
and spelling
And
so far today.
the overall
with
theme is idiot.
that moron in there. He's left me hanging on gurgitate, left me hanging on Yarmir Yager. I also have an update, too. This is Sports Dirt. We're at Super Bowl time. Let me take you back to the World Series and see if you remember this event. It happened October 29th during Game 4 of the World Series. I want to say that's the only game the Yankees won in the World Series. Yeah, they were down 3-9. They lost 4 games to 1. If you remember that game, a foul ball was hit by the Yankees' Gleyber Torres down the right field line. Yep.
The bros in the stands?
That's right. Mookie Betts went over to catch the ball. He did. And 2 fans, Yankee fans, one held Mookie Betts' arm of the Dodgers. The other, fished his glove off his hand and got the ball out of there. And basically claimed, all right, that's foul ball. That's it.
He didn't catch it.
Remember that?
Yep.
Well, they had a camera on that. We
Yep.
saw that. The out was awarded to the Dodgers. Gleyber Torres was called out. Fan interference, and the 2 were chased out of the ballpark. They had to leave.
They were, but I believe nothing I've ever seen with fan interference. They embraced it
Oh, they did.
and said everybody knows who we are and everybody knows what we do.
That's right.
But they were banned from
They were.
Yeah.
all stadiums?
Well, at first they left the stadium, and that evening we were like, he said, he went to a bar and said, we'll be back for game 5. We're going, And that's when the Yankees or in Major League Baseball said, well, you're not coming back. And since then, they've banned them from every stadium in Major League Baseball.
Because they were season ticket holders.
They were.
I
Yeah.
imagine they've been revoked.
Oh, they were. And they're out of every single stadium. They cannot go to a baseball game. One's name is Austin Capobianco. And he says, I'm a good guy who did one bad thing. And it happened to get caught on camera. And now my family has had to deal with so much. He says that his family, people have figured out who they are. And they have received nasty texts, voicemails, and in one instance, his sister, a box of feces was shipped to her home. And that's untoward. And he said, look, don't attack my family because of one bad moment I have. And he also says, I've seen the pictures of the ugliest looking penises you've ever seen in your life.
It's got a note attached. It says, catch this.
His sister's getting ugly penises sent to her and anonymous packages. He's got 4 siblings. They all work at the same place. And anybody opening the mail now, it's like, oh, it's another pile.
Austin?
Yep.
It's for you.
Yeah, it's another one. It's a box of turds.
I had no idea that this was still going on. He said, everybody knows me. I'm a great Yankees fan. And he goes, I'm sorry. I do what I do to help the Yankees win. And then he says, I'm a great guy who did one thing over the line. What can I do?
Do you think if you were this guy, I mean, clearly Yankee fan dyed in the wool, but now he's been banned. His season tickets are gone.
Yes.
He can't go to a baseball game.
None.
Would you renounce the team or would you continue to wear the pinstripes?
I think I'd continue to wear. I mean, it's his fault. Of
course.
And he says I did one bad thing. I was over the line, but otherwise, I'm a tremendous fan of the Yankees and a good guy. He's like,
Please stop sending feces.
Stop sending feces to my sister. I did one bad thing.
She's really getting upset about it.
He says I've seen 100 penises.
You leave the sister out of it.
Yeah,
There's
but
no
the
sense in that.
The sister didn't do anything.
That's right. But they all work at the same. Must be a family-owned business. They're all getting the same. They're all getting it.
I bet they're putting it in old Amazon boxes too, so she's forced to open it.
Yeah. And they're untraceable.
Yeah.
His friend has stayed more anonymous. Apparently, his friend's name is John Hansen. This guy, Austin Capobianco, he's the one that made a lot of statements after the game.
I would have kept my mouth shut.
He was front and center. And when he went to the bar, he's like, I'll be back tomorrow night. And no, you won't. That's it. They left the game, and he says, I just wish it had not been caught on camera.
Yeah.
And then Mookie Betts was interviewed about it in December, and he had some choice words. He said,
He was so upset.
Well, he said at the time, I was like, okay, this is fan interference. But then later, he was like, I should have effing punched those guys. I mean, they could have hurt him. They had his arm. It wasn't just like trying
Very
to touch
much
the
so.
ball. And he said, at the end of the day, I thought to myself, you ain't going to do S. Get your butt back to right field.
Okay.
Which is exactly what he did. But look, stop sending feces to the check. I don't like it any more than you do.
Nor do the delivery drivers, let's be honest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let me, as a clarion call, if you're within the sound of my voice and you're delivering feces to Austin Capobianco, just keep it where you go. Just throw it away. His sister didn't deserve that kind of treatment.